Greetings, math fans. All right, so this is day 2 of chapter 10. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about circles. All right, circles. So how many sides does a circle have? And people are like, well, it's got an infinite number of sides. I'm like, maybe. I think it has an inside and an outside. So I think we have 2 sides, inside, outside. That's not true. Okay, just ignore that. All right, so we're going to talk about drawing circles. We're going to talk about equations of circles. So let's kind of get started here. First of all, here is the general form of a circle. It looks a little complicated. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared, that's in quantity, equals r squared. Okay, so here's the deal. That h and that k, so h comma k, that's called the center of the circle. Okay? And then you have your r squared. Well, the radius is the square root of that, so it's just r. And that's what you kind of need to know. Now, the center is a little bit weird. See how they got those minus signs there? The deal is you always take the opposite of those values. Opposite of these values. Okay? So let's just get started. Let's actually write an equation given some information about this, right? So if I give you guys the center is 2, -3, and I tell you that my radius is equal to 6. It's really simple, guys, right? This is, of course, your x and your y points, right? X coordinate and y coordinate. So you're going to say x, and then you're going to do opposite of that number. X minus 2 squared plus, and then opposite of -3 is plus 3. So it's going to be y plus 3 squared. Okay? And then equals, take that 6 and you're going to square it. It gives you 36, and then you get 36. And that, math fans, is actually your answer. You're like, what? That's it? Yeah, it's actually pretty easy. If I give you the center and I give you the radius, that's all you do. Now, let me talk about a couple of pitfalls that people make here. First of all, kids like to forget the squared. Each one of those terms is squared, okay? And they like to forget that this is plus between them, okay? So don't forget those two things are kind of important. And then, of course, you do opposite of that coordinate to put in for the x and the y, and don't forget to square the radius. Okay? All right, so let's do another one here. Let's say my center is -3, 7, and my radius is equal to the square root of 7. Okay, so it's easy. It's x plus 3 squared plus y minus 7. Remember, opposites squared equals. Now here's the deal, guys. Think logically. The square root of 7, please do not tell me it's 49. Okay, basically when I square a square root, it just cancels it out. So that cancels out. My answer is 7. The square root of 7 squared is 7. So that's equal to 7. Okay? If the radius was 7, that's different. 7 squared is 49. But the square root of whatever number, the square root of 75 squared is 75. Okay, when you square a square root, it goes away. Anyway, that was my center. Okay, let's just do one more. I can fit it over here. Center. What if the center is 0, 0, and the radius is 2 root 5? Okay, so I know a lot of you guys want to do this. You want to say x plus 0. Guys, if it's a 0, don't do that. Don't put the plus 0 there. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like if I say, how old are you? And you go, oh, I'm 17 plus 0. Yeah, people think you're an idiot, all right? Don't do that, all right? You want to say 17. I'm 17 years old, not 17 plus 0. Okay, same thing with this. This is just, so I'm not going to even put anything with parentheses because it is truly just x. It's x squared plus y squared equals, now you got, this is a little complicated, 2 root 5 squared. Well, you square each one of those. So 2 squared is 4, root 5 squared is 5. That gives you 20. Okay, because remember you square a square root and you get just the number. That's why it's just 5. So it's equal to 20. And that's your answer for that problem. Center of 0, 0, and the radius is 2 root 5. Okay? All right, so that's not bad. So that's given a center and a radius. And let's do, given an equation, so given an equation, find the center and radius, then graph. Okay? So here's your first equation. X minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 9. So guys, the center is really easy, right? It's opposite of these values. So my center is going to be positive 2 comma negative 3. That's easy. And the radius is super easy too. Remember, the radius is the square root of this number because this is really r squared. So the square root of 9 is 3. There you go. Okay, now graphing is a little tricky. So hopefully you have a nice grid or you just make one here. But I'm going to plot the center point first. So when I'm going to write a couple things here. Graph or graphing. The first thing you want to do, number 1, is plot the center. Okay, so let's do that. I'll do it in a different color here too. So it's going to be at 2, negative 3. So let me put a couple of tick marks here first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, good. Now we get everything, and now we can plot some points. So 2, negative 3 is going to be 1, 2, and then negative 3. It's right there. Okay, that's my center point. Okay. Now, guys, the second step here is I want you to plot 4 points. In this case here, we're going to plot, well, the points up and down and to the left and right of the center. Okay, so when I say it's really 3 up and down and left and right of the center. Okay, so just count. So go to the right, 1, 2, 3. Going to the left, 1, 2, 3. Going up, 1, 2, 3. And going down, 1, 2, 3. There we go. That's all I need. Now please do not make a diamond. It's bad. Okay, make it it's a nice circle. Try to make it a nice circle. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm looking for, guys. Really isn't bad, right? Okay, so let's I have one more I want to draw with you guys. Okay, so let's do x plus 1 squared plus y plus 3 squared is equal to 16. Okay, center is opposite of those numbers, so negative 1, negative 3. Radius is the square root of 16, which is 4. Okay, that's easy. So I'm going to graph it now nicely here. Negative 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put my center point in right here. And then I'm going to plot a point 4 to the right, 4 to the left, 4 up, 4 down. So I need to put a few more tick marks here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And you just need to put 1 there and then 4 down. Okay, let's plot some points. 4 up, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 down, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, cool. and then we draw the circle. Cool, right? Pretty easy. Okay. So let's talk about if I asked you just to find the center and the radius. So no graphing involved. So they're a little more complicated, but there's no graphing. So just find the center and radius. So you have x minus 7 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 60. Center is easy. It's opposite those numbers, so it's 7 comma 3. Okay, and then the radius is the square root of 60. Now you got to remember, you get set to simplify it. Square root of 60 is 2 times 30, or 2 times 2 times 15. So that's really 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. So the only thing I can take out of here is a 2. So my radius is 2 root 15. Okay? Center is 7.3 and radius is 2 root 15. That's pretty easy. Not bad. Okay, let's do one more here. We'll go with x plus 4 squared plus y minus 8 squared equals 50. Okay, center is super easy. Negative 4 comma positive 8. And the radius is equal to the square root of 50. So we got to simplify that. Well, that's 2 times 25, and 25 is 5 times 5. So that comes out. So the radius is equal to 5 root 2. Okay? Not bad at all. So that's actually kind of it with circles. I want to actually cover a little bit of what I'm supposed to cover tomorrow. Okay? And it's systems of equations. It's kind of a review for you guys because you've done this already. But I add a little bit more to it. Okay? So this is systems of equations. Systems of equations. So if I give you, this is a review, 2x plus 3y equals negative 8, and 4x minus y is equal to 12. Now you guys should remember, you got to get rid of one of the variables. So I'm going to get rid of the y, because all I have to do is multiply this one by 3. Now I could have multiplied the top one by negative 2 as well. That would have worked out as well. Either one, but you got to get rid of one of the variables using the elimination method. So that gives me 2x plus 3y equals negative 8, and 12x minus 3y equals 36. So this cancels, and I get 14x is equal to 28 divided by 14. X is 2. Okay, so x is 2, and then I plug it back into, let's do the first one. So it's 2 times 2 plus 3y equals negative 8. So 4 plus 3y equals negative 8. Subtract 4 from both sides. So 3y is equal to negative 12. Divide by 3y is negative 4. So that's my answer to this problem, is 2 comma negative 4. Okay, that's solving your system of equations. So that's not bad. We've done that already, right? Okay, so let's do one that we kind of really haven't done yet. Similar to what we've been doing, but we just haven't done this one yet. So if I give you 3x plus 4y is equal to negative 2, and 2x plus 3y is equal to negative 1. Now again, you're going to use the elimination method, but you can't just multiply one of the equations by something to get rid of the variable. You have to multiply both equations by something, so then one is opposite the other. So here's the deal. I can multiply the first equation. Let's say I want to get rid of the x's. If I multiply the first equation by 2 and the second one by 3, or negative 3, right? That gives me 6x minus 6x. Okay? So remember, it has to cancel out by adding it or adding and subtracting it, right? So I can also multiply for the y's. I can get rid of them. I can multiply the top by 3y in the bottom by negative 4y. That would give me 12y, and minus 12y is 0. Either one's fine. I'm going to get rid of the x's. So you can multiply this by negative 2 and this by 3. Okay, I could have multiplied the bottom by negative 3 if I wanted as well. It doesn't matter. Okay, as long as one's positive, one's negative. So I get negative 6x minus 8y equals 4, and 6x plus 9x is equal to negative 3. Okay, so that's out of here, and so we have x equals 1. Okay, so we're actually mostly way done with this problem. X is 1. And then you just take that 1 and you put it back into one of the other equations. Okay, and we're good here? Oh, this should be a y. Sorry. Okay, y. Y is 1. Okay. And then I plug it back in let's plug it back in the first equation. So 3x plus 4 times y, which is 1, equals negative 2. So 3x plus 4 equals negative 2. Subtract 4. So 3x equals negative 6, and divide by 3. And you get x equals negative 2. So the answer for this problem is negative 2 comma 1. Give it to me in the coordinate all the time. Okay? That's not bad. Okay, let me just do one more of these, and then I'm going to do one substitution, and we should be good to go. All right, so 5x minus 2y is equal to negative 2, and negative 4x plus 3y is equal to 10. Okay, what do you want to eliminate here, guys? Either one's actually pretty good. I like the smaller numbers better. So you got a 2 and a negative 2 and a 3. So I'm going to get rid of that as opposed to the x, though it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to multiply this top one by 3 and the bottom one by 2. Now I don't have to multiply anything by a negative because one's negative, one's positive. So that's kind of all set. That actually helps me decide which one I'm going to eliminate. Let's say that 5x and the 4x were both positive and the y's were both, one was positive, one was negative. It's just a better choice then. Okay? So if I multiply the top, I get 15x minus 6y is equal to negative 6, and negative 8x plus 6y equals 20. Okay, so negative 6 plus 20 is positive 14. That cancels, and we get 15 minus 8 is 7x. Cool. Divide by 7, x equals 2. Okay, plug it back into that first one. We get 5x, well, here we get, sorry, we get 5 times 2 minus 2y equals negative 2. Okay, so we're going to get 10 minus 2y equals negative 2. Subtract 10. So negative 2y equals negative 12, and divide by negative 2. So y equals 6. Okay, so your solution is going to be 2 comma 6. All right, cool. Pretty easy, right? All right, so last problem is just to show you about, remember to recall about substitution. So if I give you guys a problem like y is equal to 2x plus 3, and I give you 3x minus 2y is equal to negative 2, and I say solve that, well, remember, you're going to take that y and you're going to substitute it into that y. So it's 3x minus 2 parentheses, and the y is 2x plus 3. And the only reason we use substitution is when something's already solved, like this y is already solved. So why would you use elimination? Just use substitution. Okay, anyway, that equals negative 2. Right, so this is what that equation is with the y substituted in for 2x plus 3. All right, so let's distribute that negative 2. Don't forget, it's negative 2, so it's negative 4x, and then minus 6 equals negative 2. So 3x minus 4x is negative x, minus 6 equals negative 2. Add 6 to both sides. Negative x equals 4, and divide by negative 1. So x equals negative 4. Okay, and then I take it, plug it back into this baby right here, the first one. Right, y is equal to 2 times negative 4 plus 3. So y is equal to negative 8 plus 3. So y is equal to negative 5. So my solution to this one is negative 4, negative 5. Okay, so that's it. That's kind of a little extra review. So when we get to systems tomorrow, you guys will be kind of good to go. But that's it, math fans. Hopefully you guys are good to go with circles and some basic systems. And you have an outstanding day. Adios. Goodbye.